Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I am super excited. Today is a beautiful spring day. I'm chilling over here in the shade because it's very sunny outside, so I might need to go get a hat. But I'm finally gonna get my 3 white pots done on the south side of my house. Let me turn the camera around and show you guys. So these 3 pots are the pots in question. There's right by my dog, Stanley. There's 1, 2 that's totally covered by the Snow Princess Lobularia, and then 3 totally covered by the Supertunia Bermuda Beach. So the story behind these 3 pots, these 3 pots were actually here when we purchased this house. I think the previous owner left them here just because they were way too big and way too heavy, and I don't think she really cared. They were blue, which was very pretty, but didn't really go with my color scheme, and they actually had roses in them when I first moved in. However, the roses, they were diseased, they hadn't been pruned, they looked terrible, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna start over. So I pulled them all out with the thought of putting, you know, coordinating, matching flowers in so it would look beautiful. However, then I would go to the garden center and then I would see a beautiful plant that I wanted in my life, and I would take it home and I would throw it in the pot. And I've done this for 2 years now. I don't remember what combinations I had in here last year, but it was gorgeous. Well, the year before last. And then last year I had, okay, so this one is Supertunia Bermuda Beach. All of these have wintered over. These are all from last year, and I have not touched them this year. This is a Spanish lavender, Supertunia Bermuda Beach, gorgeous combination. I loved it. Over here was my white pot. I had Supertunia Vista Snowdrift, Snow Princess Lobularia, and then I also had a dark sweet potato vine that obviously didn't survive my winter, but it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And then over here I can't remember what I had in there for most of the year, but once I decided to move my strawberries from my kitchen window box, I put them in there temporarily. So I have strawberries in there, and they were doing okay. However, I did have a drip irrigation issue, and I ended up just capping it, and then all the strawberries died. And I was okay with that because I knew I was going to change it. You know, I didn't really care about wintering them over. I don't think they were very good strawberries anyway. So, so this year I made it one of my goals. I was sticking to it. I even said it on the YouTube channel. I am going to do matching pots this year. This will be the first year that I have matching pots, and I want it to coordinate, and I want it to be pretty. And, you know, it takes a lot of restraint, you know, to not just buy all the plants at the plant store. So I had planned what I wanted to do, and Proven Winners was so sweet. They sent out some annuals for me to try in my Zone 9B heat. I live in Northern California, just outside of Sacramento, and we get hot here, really, really hot. So this is also on the south side of my house, and I have a pretty light house. It's like a light gray. So the reflection from the house even makes this area that much hotter. So it is the perfect place to test the heat tolerance to certain plants. Excuse my dog, grumpy old man. So like I was saying, it is the perfect place to test heat tolerance of certain plants. So that's my plan. I'm very excited about the combinations that I chose for these 3 pots. I think it's going to be beautiful, and I think it's going to pop against the Barbara-Karst bougainvillea that I have behind there. And with the bougainvillea, I cut it way back last fall, and so my goal is to have like the whole thing, except for a cutout of each window, just be covered in bougainvillea. You know, I'm sure it's going to take a couple years to get there. But that's the look that I'm going for. So what I'm going to do first is I'll set up the camera, and then I'm going to take out these and I'll save what I can. I think I can definitely save the Supertunia Vista Snowdrift and the Spanish Lavender. We'll see how the other 2 do once I get them out. And then I'm definitely going to change out the soil, because the soil has been here, I think, a year and a half to 2 years. It just needs to be changed out. So I'm gonna have to dig all that out because these pots are just too big to pick up. I don't think I can do it. I don't even think Jason can do it. And then I'll replace the soil, and then I'll come back and I'll show you guys what plants that I chose for this year. Okay, so Jason and I are all done taking the old soil out and the old plants out. I ended up not saving any of the old plants because once I really got into it, they were pretty leggy and not looking very good. So I figured I would just start over. I got new soil in, and I love getting new soil in pots because it just feels like a fresh start. So it is very warm here. Like I was saying, this is a hot spot in our yard, especially with the reflection of the south facing wall. So I had to put my hair up and I had to get my hat on, and I feel much better now. So I have two more things I want to do before I actually get started planting. And one of them is I want to add a continuous release fertilizer. This is the Proven Winners Premium Continuous Release Fertilizer. And this is just going to give the plants a really good start. And then I'm going to follow up weekly with water soluble fertilizer. But having this in there, having this in the soil is just going to ensure that if I miss it, or if you know, there's the plants need a little bit extra food, this is going to provide that. So all I did is I looked on the back. These are 20-inch diameter pots. For a the directions say for a 24-inch diameter pot, you need 8 tablespoons. So I'm just going to put in about 7 to 8 tablespoons in here and then mix it in. Okay, that was 8. I'll mix it in. And then the only other thing that I want to do is I want to redo my drip to the area. This drip is from 2 years ago when I took out the roses in this spot. So the emitters are kind of getting old. You can see I kind of just fit it together just for whatever plant I had in. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right here. And then I'm going to attach my inline drip tubing right to here to this spot. And this tube goes through the pot, down the drainage hole, and then connects to our drip system that we can run from our phones with the Ratio system, which I love. And if you guys are thinking about getting something like that, I totally recommend it. So all I need now is I need a coupler. So this is a straight coupler. I know you guys can't see it. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. And I'm just gonna connect it to the old tubing. And then I'm gonna get my inline drip tubing. And this has emitters inside the tube every 6 inches. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little circle around here, and it just makes it easier so that I don't have to use these emitters. I'll put a picture of it on screen, and I have dust in my eye. So I don't have to use these emitters to every single plant. This is just gonna totally saturate the pot so that all the plants will get a good watering each time my irrigation system turns on. And then at the end of this, I'm just gonna use one of those goof plugs. It's just basically like a stopper, and it just stops it. Okay, and then I'll use my landscape staples to plug it in. And if I notice that this pot is getting too much water, then I'll just cut off some of the length of the irrigation, you know, so then there'll be less emitters and the pot will get less water. And I'll probably move this around a little bit as I plant the plants in here, but just for now, I'm just gonna keep it just kind of in the swirl pattern. So I'm just gonna do this for the other 2 pots, and then we'll finally get the plants in. All right, so I've got all the drip in, it's all set, ready to go, and I've got the continuous release fertilizer all put in, so these plants are gonna have plenty of food to start off with. So now it's time for the good part, the planting. So the first plant that I'm gonna show you guys is a Sun Credible Yellow branching sunflower. Super excited about this. I actually grew it last year in my front yard and loved it. It was so beautiful. I even loved the seed heads once the blooms were done, you know, as we got into fall, and I even left it in, you know, for the winter. It was gorgeous. So these sunflowers will get about 4 inches wide. This plant will get about 2 to 3 feet tall, so pretty tall. It'll be a nice backdrop. And then these pots are 20 inches in diameter, and this plant is going to get about 20 inches to 32 inches wide, which is perfect for this pot because it's just going to spill over just the tiniest bit. And like I said, it's going to be the perfect backdrop for this. And I think that the yellow against the Barbara Karst bougainvillea is going to be gorgeous. So I'm going to put it in the back of the pot. I'm not going to put it in the middle. I'm going to skew it to the back of the pot so that I have room for the other plants that I picked out for the front. All right, get this guy in. That's a pretty good root system, so I'm just gonna tease it just a little bit, loosen it up, not a ton. Okay, and get it in. All right, so the next plant I'm going for is Augusta Lavender Heliotrope. It's those cute purple and white blooms that it's just gonna pop in this combination. I'm really excited about it. I'm basically obsessed with heliotrope this year. It's a new plant to me, and I found out about it last year when Jason and I visited Carmel, and I just fell in love with it. So Proven Winners has its own version of heliotrope. It's called Augusta Lavender, and the reason why it is so good is because it is so great in heat as well as humidity. So I don't have a lot of humidity where I live, but I do have heat. But if you guys live in the South or anywhere that gets a little bit more humid conditions than I do, this heliotrope is going to be perfect for you, because sometimes heliotrope struggles in the heat and humidity. So I'm just going to put these on either side of the Suncredible sunflower, and then I'll get these in here. All right, there we go. So Augusta Lavender Heliotrope is going to get 1 to 2 feet tall. So my Suncredible Yellow is going to get 2 to 3 feet tall, and then my step down with the Augusta Lavender is going to be 1 to 2 feet tall. So this one obviously is my thriller, and then these two are my fillers, and now I have my spiller, which is Supertunia Mini Vista Pink Star. This is so gorgeous. I've been eyeing it at the garden center for weeks now. I'm so excited that I got it. I'm gonna do 3 of them right here. Last year I grew Supertunia Vista Mini Indigo, Supertunia Vista Mini Indigo. It was gorgeous. I was blown away with how well it did. I thought by having mini in the name, that meant that the plant was gonna be small. Nope, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous, and it was a gorgeous color. So I'm really excited to try the Pink Star. So I am angling this Supertunia Mini Vista Pink Star kind of forward and towards the edge of the pot, with the goal of it kind of growing over and being my spiller. So I want the Supertunia Mini Vista Pink Star to be my spiller, the Augusta Lavender to be my filler, and then the Suncredible Yellow Sunflower to be my thriller. So I think the step down is going to be gorgeous. All right, you guys, and there we have it. This is the combination that I'm gonna use for these 3 pots. I'm so proud of myself for getting matching pots this year. I can't even tell you, that was a real struggle for me, just because I just love all the different flowers, and it's so easy to do different things, which is beautiful in itself, but I'm really excited to see how this will look with everything coordinating and matching. So I'm just gonna get the other 2 pots done, and then I'll show you guys a final shot. All right, all done. I've got them all in, all watered in. We tried to clean up the bark a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to put another layer of bark down, but I don't wanna do that because I am gonna plant a little bit of plants at the base of these pots. So like I said, I've got the Suncredible Yellow, oops, try not to get in the shadow. But we got the Suncredible Yellow Sunflower. It's gonna get 2 to 3 feet tall. I've got these 2 Augusta Lavender Heliotropes. I know you can't see much right now just because they're not blooming. Let's see if you guys can see that. There's buds everywhere. Super excited. I bet you in just a couple days, these guys are totally bloomed out. And then in the front, I have the Supertunia Mini Vista Pink Star, which is so cute. Sorry about my shadow, you guys. This hat is huge. That's why I love it. So isn't that cute? So it's a white flower with a little pink star-shaped pattern on it. I just love it. So these are going to get about 6 to 12 inches tall. So it's going to be a nice, beautiful step down. 2 to 3 feet, 1 to 2 feet, 6 inches to 12 inches. Really, really beautiful. So I am very excited about these. All right, I am all done. I am so excited to get these pots planted up and matching. That is a big deal for me to hold out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you guys have any questions about any of the plants or anything that I did today, leave a little comment in the comment section and I will answer it the best I can. And I hope you all have a chance to get into your garden today.